Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of identifying functions. This is standard 8.5G in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 2 off the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have two graphs and two different mappings here, and we are simply looking at which one shows y as a function of x. And so we don't necessarily have any definition there. So let's just go ahead and define that because there's no context clues really. It's nothing on our mathematics chart. We just need to know what it is. So a function is when one input leads to one output. And so in math, our input is going to be our independent variable. And we have been using x for that. So our independent variable is our starting point. We start with an x. We do something to it, multiply, divide, add, subtract, exponents. And we always get on the other side of the equation, and usually what we're solving for is our dependent variable. So our y depends on whatever we do with x, and our y changes based on what happens with our x. And when one x leads to one y, we are good to go. That is a function. Now, let's map just a few of these right here. So I'm going to pick these 2 points right here. So that is easy to map right there. I'm going to plot that at 0, -2. I'm going to plot this right here. This is 0, 2, because it's an oval. Take a look at this. I've got two different x's that are 0, and I've got two different y's. But the problem is since those two x's are actually the same x, I can actually kind of look at it like this. I've got a 0. I'm going to use this notation that we have right here, this mapping. Right? So I've got a 0 that leads to both 2 and a 0 that leads to -2. If you were to turn this into an equation, right, then you would say that 0 can land you at both 2 or -2, which means it's not a function. Because 1x doesn't lead to just one y. 1x leads to two y's. And so let's look at g. We could do the same thing. And I'll just do it right here. I'll just do 0, -1, and then 0, 1. It's that same thing. That 0 can lead to 1. That 0 can lead to -1. So when you're dealing with graphs, it's actually very easy to figure out whether you have a function or not, because you can do what we call the vertical line test. Right? So a vertical line is when you draw a line straight up and down, but really what that is that's the same x. And if you don't cross the graph twice, then you're good. You see I keep crossing the graph twice. It fails the vertical line test because I keep drawing these lines that have the same x all the way down, just different y's, and I keep crossing that graph twice, which means G and F are out. So we've got mappings for H and J, but we don't necessarily need a graph. We're just looking at our x's, right? So I've got -11 matching with 60, -14 matching with 47, -17 matching with 37, -20 matching with 20. It doesn't matter that they're crossing in the middle. This makes no difference at all. Each of these has one x leading to one y. So H is looking good. Let's check out J. 16 to 19, 18 to 21, 20 to 23. Take a look. Here's your problem. 22 can land you at both 25 and 27. So 1x does not lead to just one y. 1x in that case leads to two different y's, just like we had over here that was so problematic. So if I were to draw this as a line or connect the dots, I would not pass the vertical line test here. So our answer is H.